and begin stirring them till they start melting. Now the dark chocolate chips seem to melt much more evenly than the other types, like milk chocolate or white chocolate. And I recommend this over using a microwave, because the microwave doesn't melt the chocolate chips even enough. You might burn them in one part and leave them unmelted in another part. So this method is much easier method, and makes your chocolate nice and smooth, as you can see here. Look how nice it comes out. No lumps either. And this is just one of the ways that I'm going to be decorating our vegan chocolate cake. I'll also show you another way as well, which will be with some strawberries. You can also put powdered sugar and strawberries on top. But look how quickly our dark chocolate chips melted. Using a double boiler, that's the best way. Now if you don't have a double boiler available at home, there's another way you can do this as well. You can get a small pot and a stainless steel bowl and put that on top. Just fill the small pot with a couple cups of water, and you can put a steel bowl on top to substitute, just in case you're not able to get a double boiler if you don't have one. And that would work almost as well, but this is much easier because this is made exactly for melting chocolate chips. And also, if you don't have chocolate chips available, you can actually get melting chocolate, like a bar of dark chocolate melting chocolate, and melt that as well. Just break it into pieces. So there you have it. When we come back, I'll show you a couple different ways to decorate our vegan chocolate cake, and then I'll show you how it looks when it comes out of the oven here on Eat Right by George. So stick around. Okay, one of the important steps in baking our vegan chocolate cake is removing it from the bundt cake pan, which can be a little bit difficult, but as I mentioned before, make sure your bundt cake has a generous amount of olive oil through all the grooves. And one of the things you're going to need is a small rubber spatula. I recommend this over a butter knife, because the butter knife can scratch your pan. So what you want to do is start from the center here and move all the way gently around your bundt cake to remove it from the sides in case some of the cake is still sticking. Just slowly go all the way around. Till you get back to the top. Your cake should separate from the sides. Just be very gentle. As you can see, the rubber spatula is a lot easier to use. And I'm not scratching my pan. You can go around a couple times just to make sure. Just be very gentle. You don't want to tear the cake. And of course, wait for the bundt cake pan to cool before trying this. You don't want to burn your hands. You don't want to burn your fingers. And I can tell here that it has separated. And I'm back up to the top. Now next I'm going to take a large plate. I'm going to put it over the top of this cake pan, and I'll show you in a second how it comes off here on Eat Right by George when I flip this over. Ready? Now I've flipped it over and just taking the back of a knife and presto, here's our cake. It didn't stick to the pan, and it's going to be put on a cooling rack. Beautiful. As you can see, the form is beautiful. It's going to be put on a cooling rack to cool for about 20 minutes, and then we'll start decorating here on Eat Right by George. Welcome back to Eat Right by George, healthy cooking show, showing you healthy can be delicious. And as you can see, our vegan chocolate cake is out of the oven. It's nice and firm. We tested it for doneness, and one of the things you can do is take a toothpick after it's been in the oven for 30 minutes, and once you put the toothpick in and it comes out clear, your cake is ready. And in order to get it out of the bundt cake pan, you have to use a butter knife and just very carefully go towards the edges in order to remove the cake from the pan. And then using a plate, you just flip it upside down, and there you have it, your vegan chocolate cake. Now the next step would be to let it cool. It's recommended that you have a cooling rack that you put it on. Let it cool for at least a half hour to 45 minutes. And once it's cooled, you have you can start putting some of your dark chocolate melted chips on top. This is what I like to do. Just very carefully put it over the top here, evenly. So there's not too much on one spot and not enough on the other. And the nice thing about this one is you don't have to be a cake decorator to do this. Sometimes cake decorating can be a little difficult, but for this recipe, making it simple, you're just pouring it on top, just not overdoing it. As you can see, using dark chocolate chips, much better for you. And what I always like to do is combine some fruit. So I have some organic strawberries. And strawberries are one of the foods that I like to get organic, because the problem sometimes with regular strawberries is that they absorb pesticides more easily, because strawberry is kind of like a sponge. So strawberries are one of the foods that I recommend that you get organic bought. They're a little bit more expensive, but it is worth it. It's a much cleaner product. And what I do is I take the strawberries and cut them thin, removing the green part, which is the calyx. And decorate it on top. Once again, you just cut the calyx off, put that aside, and then taking your strawberry, cutting it lengthwise in thin slices, and putting it right on top of your cake. Decorating all around, giving it a really nice presentation. And the chocolate helps to keep the strawberries onto the cake. So there you have it, beautiful chocolate cake. And wanted to recap the ingredients: 3 cups of self-rising flour, 2 cups of sugar, you need a half cup of olive oil, 2 cups of boiling water, you need 3 teaspoons of vinegar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa. And of course a bundt cake pan. And then I melted about 2 cups of chocolate chips in a double boiler ahead of time for the topping, and just a few strawberries on top. If you don't have strawberries, you can use other types of fruits as well. Other kinds of berries go very well with chocolate. Blackberries, raspberries are a nice substitute as well. We have lots of fiber. So this is a healthy recipe for all the people out there. If you are vegan, this is the perfect recipe for you. There's no eggs, as I mentioned, and there's no dairy products. The only thing that we really use is olive oil. That would be somewhat fattening, but that's a good oil for you. And I also wanted to remind everyone to friend request us on Facebook. Send us a friend request and send us some of your pictures from your recipes that are healthy as well. I want to thank you for watching Eat Right by George, Healthy Cooking Show, showing you healthy, can be delicious, and enjoy your vegan chocolate cake guilt-free. Welcome back. Well, if you want more great dark chocolate recipes, look for my book, The Lighter Side of Dark Chocolate, available on Amazon.com, and you can find some great recipes and learn about the various health benefits of dark chocolate, like the cocoa powder in this dark chocolate cake, here on Eat Right by George.